You don't become a pop star if you don't like being looked at. You know, you have to take all that. And if they don't look at you, if you walk down the street and nobody looks at you, you go, what's going on? I don't like this. You know, I like being recognised. Sure, there are times, but there are times where I want to be alone. But I don't mind it. I have no problem dealing with it. When we started playing the sort of music that we did, the sort of disco rock sort of crossover thing, we didn't know, well, we didn't even think about it, but we sort of thought, well, what market are we going to hit? Because like the disco kids are going to think we're like a rock and roll band, and the rock and roll kids are going to think they're disco, and disco sucks. And all of a sudden there was this whole sort of movement that sprung up around us, and it became very acceptable, and that was the start of the mode of music that was being played. And so it was really good for us. It was a very good springboard. When me and Nick started Duran, it's funny because the musical instruments themselves were almost kind of secondary. We used to watch films of the Beatles and go to concerts and say, that's what we want to be pop stars. And then we used to give this a lot of thought and say we want to be pop stars for months and months and years, and then we kind of figured that we ought to learn to play an instrument. You know, it wasn't the other way around. You know, most people learn to play instruments as they're a kid, and that takes them into a band. It was like the egg before the chicken for us. You know, it was like a necessary evil to learn to play an instrument.
First album was very much our ideas and influences of the time. Possibly there was some of Roxy Music and David Bowie, which we'd grown up with there, but from there we moved on, and that was sort of influences from 4 or 5 years back that we just slung together and put together for that first album. But the second album we wrote in sort of 6 weeks, recorded in another 6 weeks, and we wrote it all together as new songs. And that is why to us the new album is a lot stronger. It's very much the first proper Duran Duran album with our own identity on it. So many people keep saying this about videos, you know, they're what's most important and what broke the band and what's done this and done that, and this is the new age of 1984. The thing is, I think it's a very powerful medium that you can use to your advantage to help the song become more three-dimensional, and also obviously as a promotional device you can be in a lot of places in the world at one time, so that's great. But really, unless the song's good in the first place and then the video is derived from the song, you're not really anywhere.
I actually think the whole video thing there is becoming a little bit leaden, a bit cliched. I mean, when we started doing it, it was really exciting, and you knew. I mean, we knew when like Save a Prayer and Hungry Like the Wolf came out, we knew we were doing something that was right at the forefront. And now, you know, everybody's doing it. Kiss are doing it. Fleetwood Mac did it. Everybody jumped on the bandwagon, and now it's down to how much money you spend is the best video.
Which is sad.
Which is sad, and I think a lot of the creativity has gone out of it now. A lot of the real excitement, and now, I suppose we knew it at the time, but it's now another promotional tool, and that's all it is, and everybody has to do one. With Duran, I think we had so much success so quickly, and everything was laid on a plate, you know, and it was very, very easy for us, you know, within a couple of years. And this was really kind of, we had to make it work. We had a lot of, you know, there was no need to do it for a start, and I kind of managed it, the project, you know, and put it together and everything. And by doing so, I sort of got a real hard and fast education in everything, you know, all the business dealings and every aspect, the artwork to the studio, you know, just being able to sit on top of the whole lot, you know, it was nice. I mean, it's hard work, but it's worked out, you know, very well. It's kind of grown a little bit more than it was meant to be.
Was it just the fact that you had nothing else to do and you just wanted to pass the time musically?
Not really. I think, you know, it had come to a stage with Duran Duran around the time of View to a Kill, where we really decided that it was time to do something different. 5 years of, you know, doing the same thing and not stopping to assess what you have done and what you're about to do, just sort of ploughing through it. You need to slow down a little bit. And John and Andy wanted to do the Power Station, which is more of a rock-based music. And Simon and I were left just to sort of think about what to do. And we just started something, and Arcadia is what naturally happened.
It's people who are writing their own music in their own way and trying to write good music. Those are the people who are going to succeed. That's the way we try to approach it.
So you feel that what you're doing is going to be something that will carry over into the 80s?
Oh, certainly.
Yeah.
It is the 80s. Don't you mean the 90s?
90s.
No, carry over through the entire 80s.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
and well into the 90s, maybe even into the 21st century.